Let's get the data from the data tab. Get data file folder. I'm going to import the sales data. In my case, I need to navigate to the folder which the files are available. There are 3 files available for sales, and I want to combine all 3 files as a sales table. I click open. Then, as you can see, there are 3 binary content available here. I'm transform to navigate to the Power Query. If there is any transformation, you would be able to change it in Power Query. Okay, in the Power Query in source, we are able to see the path that you get the data from. If in future you want to change it, you would be able to change it in this location in Power Query by clicking on the source and change the path of the source. Now the rest of the column are not those ones that I'm looking for, so I would be able to remove all of them by remove other columns. Then for this one, which is the content of the 3 files, the binary format, I want to combine all of them. As one single table for my sale data. Okay, as you can see, the delimiter is comma, which is fine, and I'm going to press OK. This is the final result. I would like to change the name of this final result to the sales. Close and load to data model. Only create a connection and add to the data model. This is the sales table and it has 606 rows available. The other file that I want to import is customer. Load to data model. Only create a connection. And the next one is product. To data model. Perfect. You have a sales, customer, and products. If I want to navigate to the Power Pivot in Manage, all of the tables are available in here: sales, customer, and products. And if I navigate to the diagram, we would be able to see all of this table, create a relationship between these 3. And sales is the fact table, customer and product are the dimension table. So I want to create a relationship between these 3. but I can see the customer is not in a correct way. For customer, I need to navigate to the Power Query. And make a small transformation here, because as you can see, the first row is not the header. I want to change it to become the header. Close and load. Now navigate to the Power Pivot, and in the Data Model Managing tab, Diagram View. Yes, as you can see, the column now is correct. For the customer, I am going to connect these two. Now I'm going to add a date table. For doing that, I need to navigate to the design. From here, the new should be available, but I think based on these cells that have the dates here, we need to make a change in it. The data type for date is not in the correct format, then we won't be able to see the design for the new calendar. Let's navigate to the Power Query. We need to change this data type. I change it to the date. But as you can see, we are facing some error in here. We need to change the format and adding this to the end. And the format of the dates now is fine. Let's close and load to Data Model. As you can see, 606 rows now available for the sales table in our data model. Perfect. Now we are ready to create our measure and our calculated column. Now I'm going to create a new calculated measure. For doing that, I need to write my DAX formula in one of these empty cells in here. I'm going to calculate the total sale. Let's get started. Total sales is equal to sum x. Because I want to calculate it row by row, I need to use the x function for sum. And what is the table? Table is going to be sales table. What is the expression? I need to multiply units row by row. As we have the relationship between the products and sales table, we are able to take advantages of related function. And as we are in the sales table and in the many side, we are able to use the related function. Related for product, then multiply it into the sales units. Perfect. Then format this one, number, and use separator. Now, business requirements for number 1 is running total with date context. It wants to calculate sales up to the current date. For doing that, we need to create another measure, and I call it running total sale. I'm using calculate function, and what is the expression is going to be total sale, because I already calculated the total sale. Sales, total sales. We want to calculate the total sales up to current date. Then for the filter, I need to pass the filter like the sales table. The table is the sales table. And then for the filter expression, we want the date sales date equal or smaller than max of the sales date. Then format this one. If I want to create a pivot table from here, I would be able to click on this pivot table, and I click the pivot table. Asking me for the new worksheet or for the existing worksheet. I'm going to add a new worksheet. Then here we are able to see all of the tables which are available in my data model, and then from the calendar I am able to drag this date hierarchy to the row. Then from the sales I am able to use this calculated measure, this one, and as you can see, for each year we have the total sale. We are able to look at that for the January and each date. The next business requirement is year-over-year growth. For calculating this measure, I am going to add a new measure and call it year-over-year total sale change, and it's going to be equal to, I need to introduce a new variable for calculating the previous year total sale. I'm saying previous total sale is equal to calculate total sale. We already calculated the total sale in another measure. Then the filter is going to be same period last year, and the date is sales date. Then return division of total sale minus previous year total sale, and denominator going to be previous year total sale. That's it. Then let's format it as a percentage. The next business requirement is sales last 3 months. For calculating this one, I'm going to create a new measure and I call it total sale last 3 months. And it's equal to calculate total sale. Total sale is a measure that we already calculated. Then we are going to use the time intelligence function, and in this case date in period, date in period. Then the date is going to be sales date, and the start date is max of the sales date, Then number of the interval is going to be -3 because we want to move backward. Then interval is months. Let's format this one.